I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. On Tuesday, Senator Mazie Hirono joined other Democrats in a press briefing about reproductive rights. This comes after last month's Supreme Court ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade. She condemned what she described as the far-right Supreme Court and MAGA Republicans for attempting to control women's bodies. Hirono also criticized Justice Clarence Thomas's opinion, where he wrote that the Supreme Court should next reconsider rulings protecting contraception and same-sex marriage. She touted the Right to Contraception Act, which would protect the right to access contraception and birth control.
Overturning Roe has wreaked havoc across the country, and radical Republicans are just getting started. I'm proud to stand here with my colleagues. For this far-right Supreme Court and MAGA Republicans, controlling women's bodies doesn't just stop at forcing women to give birth. They actually want to ban contraception. In his concurring opinion to overturn Roe, Justice Thomas wrote that the Supreme Court should next reconsider the rulings that protect access to contraception, same-sex relationships, and marriage equality. This is called signaling. When a far-right Supreme Court justice, now in the majority, signals, we have to pay attention. Justice Alito always said that the original Roe decision was wrongly decided back when it was decided. So at the same time, radical Republicans in state legislatures across the country are gearing up. In Ohio, House Republicans introduced a bill that would effectively ban abortions from the moment of conception, and potentially other forms of birth control such as IUDs. Other Republicans have refused to rule out banning certain forms of contraception. Everyone in this country needs to realize that nothing is off the table. And that's why we must now protect the right to contraception. Our bill, the Right to Contraception Act, would create a statutory right for individuals to access contraception. This would be a national bill. This bill also protects the right of healthcare providers to provide contraceptives to their patients. It also empowers individuals by extending a private right of action against any state or government official that hinders these rights. We need to put every single Republican on the record on whether they support the right to contraception and indeed the right to bodily autonomy. You know what the bottom line is? Who should have control over our bodies? Us or a bunch of politicians? And we say it should be us. And on the way over here, I ran into a group of young people. They're in high school and in college. They were putting together a quilt that says support ERA, because their argument is that if we were to ratify the ERA, then all these protections that Clarence Thomas has signaled should be subject to a revisit by the Supreme Court would all be protected. These young people get it. They are in the fight now because they know that their rights are being taken away. It gives me hope that those of us, when I was in college, abortion was not legal. And then it's been legal for 50 years, and to think that a right that we thought we had and we fought for is being taken away after 50 years, and therefore all these young people have fewer rights than we had, it is amazing to me. And as one of my friends, who happens to be the vice president now, said at one of our Judiciary Committee hearings, is there anything we can force men to do that comes close to what we are forcing women and people who can bear children to do in this country? The person who testified could not think of anything. But I look at the men here. What if government were to tell you you all had to go get vasectomies? Think about it. And to force women to bear children. Not to have bodily autonomy from the moment of conception. That's where this country is heading, and that's why we need this law. I'm proud to introduce my colleague, Patty Murray, who has been at the forefront on abortion rights and our right to control our own bodies.